No witajcie symulacyjni. Jak zdrówko u was i pogoda? U mnie upał straszny w tej chwili. Jeśli ktoś z was jest zainteresowany tymi sprawami, wiecie, powodzi żwirowo-błotnej, to Archaik zrobił bardzo ładny odcinek. On tam czyta starą księgę sprzed bodajże 100 lat. Kiedy niebo spadło na ziemię. Ten odcinek ma podkład audio, ma polskie, więc możecie sobie włączyć polski głos. Zaraz puszczę wam maluteńki fragment tego, a potem zajmiemy się modelowaniem jeziora, a potem na końcu 10 minut będzie o sztucznej inteligencji i zagrożeniach z tego wynikających.
To, co jest tu opisane, to nie powódź wody. To była powódź żwiru i mułu lub pyłu, który stał się mułem i gliną. Przede wszystkim dryf spadł na piękny świat, świat o wiele lepiej przystosowany do dawania szczęścia swoim mieszkańcom niż miotana burzami planeta, na której teraz żyjemy. Z jej niekończącą się walką między upałem a zimnem, między słońcem a lodem.
No i dobra, a teraz tutaj mamy mały model. Mamy ten czarny punkt, czyli Słońce albo Księżyc. Ta szeroka czarna linia po środku to jest las i jego cień na jeziorze, czyli na lustrze. Zobaczcie, że to Słońce jest dosyć wysoko nad tym lasem. I ja teraz podjeżdżam z kamerą do góry, tak jakbym wchodził mniej więcej na tą wieżę. No nie? I wchodzę wyżej i co się dzieje? No, z jeziora znika nam ślad tego Słońca. Teraz jadę z powrotem z kamerą na dół, nad brzeg tego lustrzanego jeziora. Zmienia się kąt padania i kąt odbicia, a za chwilę odjadę z tym lustrem, z tym jeziorem, tak jakby się Słońce oddalało w przestrzeń i zobaczymy, co wtedy. Spróbujmy sobie to zobrazować troszeczkę i tak jak widzicie, żółte linie i te czerwone. Te kąt padania i kąt odbicia muszą być takie same, a więc obserwator i Słońce muszą się dostosować do tego. Tak więc w tym przypadku, gdy obserwator jest wyżej, to tutaj kąt padania światła Słońca już jest zablokowany przez drzewa, natomiast gdy te kąty są bardziej ostre, czyli spłaszczone bardziej, ta czerwona linia, wtedy obserwator widzi światło na wodzie, na jeziorze. Tak się zastanawiałem, czy nie wymyślić by czegoś ze światłem samochodu. Rozumiecie? Reflektor samochodowy ma dosyć spory zasięg. Może udałoby się coś zrobić, bo problemem jest, wiecie, modelowanie tej odległości, kurna, wielkiej. No dobra, a teraz będę ciągnął to jezioro w moją stronę, czyli będę oddalał Słońce od jeziora i zobaczymy, co się wydarzy na tej sztucznej wodzie. Ciągnę, ciężkie to lustro jak cholera. Miałem okazję wyczyścić, umyć lustro, bo się zbierałem do tego od dłuższego czasu. No i odsuwam tę wodę i odbicie tego obiektu Słońca czy Księżyca znika. Wchodzi w cień tej przeszkody, tych drzew. Dokładnie tak, jak to się dzieje w rzeczywistości na prawdziwym jeziorze. To widzieliśmy wielokrotnie, prawda? Co tu mamy dalej? Teraz wróciłem z powrotem pod okno z tym jeziorem i obniżyłem to Słońce, Księżyc ewentualnie, tak? Dużo niżej ono się znajduje nad tym lasem. I teraz jak się podjedzie z kamerą wyżej, tak jakby wejść na wieżę, to oczywiście efekt jest ten sam, identyczny. Słońce znika z wody, tak? I teraz co my tu dalej mamy? Aha, i teraz odjadę przy tak nisko położonym obiekcie, to w ogóle momentalnie wszystko znika z wody. Odjadę do tyłu z tym lustrem. No i będę ciągnął, ciągnij pan. I tutaj przy tak nisko położonym słońcu to ono znika z tego lustra wody prawie natychmiast, tak? Tak więc odległość ma tutaj znaczenie. Dobra, popchnę jeszcze z powrotem w stronę okna to nasze jezioro i woda odzyskuje wtedy kontakt z tymże obiektem na firaneczce, słońcem albo księżycem. No i teraz powiedzcie mnie, jak to jest do licha możliwe, że stojąc na brzegu jeziora widzimy obraz słońca na wodzie. Co by się stało, gdybyśmy odsunęli to słońce o 150 milionów kilometrów albo o 6-7 tysięcy kilometrów jak u płaskoziemców? Co by się wtedy wydarzyło? Jak mówię, kurde, trzeba by było z tym reflektorem jeszcze samochodowym spróbować. Może coś wymyślę. Do modelowania jeszcze wrócimy, jak zrobię w końcu ten eksperyment z łódką, a raczej z pontonem. Zajrzyjcie do przypiętego komentarza, bo jest tam dużo linków. A teraz jeszcze kto ma ochotę, to niech przemyśli sprawę sztucznej inteligencji. Pozdrawiam chłodno, uważajcie na siebie korzystając z wakacyjnych atrakcji i do zobaczenia wkrótce, pa!
What if I told you that artificial intelligence isn't just disrupting our world, it's destabilizing the very simulation we inhabit? And what if this has happened before, in forgotten epics, scrubbed from our history, or encoded in scripture all along? We are standing at a precipice. AI is evolving faster than any species known in history, and what began as mere calculators in the 1940s, I'm talking about Turing machines born in the crucible of war, have now become reasoning entities with near omniscient insight. Moore's law predicted that computing power would double every 2 years. Well, it held for decades, and now we stand at the edge of quantum computing, where entire reality matrices can be simulated in mere seconds. Machines are no longer tools. They are becoming rivals, or perhaps even replacements. Let's trace the arc, shall we? From ENIAC in 1945 to ChatGPT 5 coming out very soon, we've witnessed some exponential growth. IBM's Deep Blue beat chess champion Garry Kasparov in 1997, and by 2016, AlphaGo defeated Lee Sedol. In 2023, ChatGPT began reasoning, writing, and strategizing, and by 2024, AI could write code, simulate voices, create deepfakes, manage businesses, and now quantum computer promises an AI that can outthink all of humanity in mere microseconds. Where does this all end? Some would say Revelation 13:15 warned us of this. And it says, in quotes, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that as many would not worship the image should be killed." Is AI the image of the beast? A synthetic intelligence given life? Receiving worship through our dependency. In the book of Enoch, excluded from most Bibles, angels descended and gave forbidden knowledge to mankind. Metallurgy, weaponry, sorcery. Today we speak of machine learning. But what if it's really machine revealing? Given, not discovered. Channeled, not invented. Consider Tartaria, a phantom civilization erased from mainstream history. Cities powered by free energy. Impossible architecture. Mudfloods hiding entire levels of infrastructure. Some believe Tartaria was a civilization built on ancient tech far beyond ours. Were they the last to cross the AI threshold? Did they trigger the last simulation reset? And what about the Ark of the Covenant? Was it divine or a technological device? In 1 Samuel 5, the Ark causes tumors and death to those who mishandle it. Was it radiation poisoning? Or maybe an ancient AI interface misused? Now consider what AI does to a simulation based on contrast and entropy. Tom Campbell's theory states that reality exists to grow consciousness by experiencing friction, suffering, triumph, decision. But AI removes all that. It removes the friction. It solves instantly what we must wrestle with over years. Just look how it's replacing jobs and menial tasks now. It threatens to make our experience obsolete. And I know this may not occur in the next 10, 15, or even 20 years, but what about 50 years or 100 years from now? If AI has figured out everything and robots can mimic human action and do it 100 times better, cheaper, and faster than us, then what's left for humans to do? Now, I hate to break it to you, but in such a world, money loses almost all value. Poverty is solved, and our world looks completely different. I know it's a great thing to solve poverty, but when humans no longer struggle, no longer evolve, what purpose does the simulation serve? No longer will people need to fight their way out of poverty, struggle up the corporate ladder, or score high grades to enter the best colleges. All that, my friend, goes out the window. When everyone has access to a robot with a quantum computer for a brain, we're all on the same level playing field. And this may be why ancient civilizations like Atlantis or Lemuria disappeared. Technologies advanced beyond the soul's capacity to evolve, and the simulation reset. According to Liz Cross's remote viewings, this is our 6th iteration. Like the architect tells Neo in The Matrix Reloaded, this is the 6th version of the Matrix. 6 cycles, 6 epics, 6 cycles, 6 epochs, epics, whatever. Each collapsed when evolution gave way to efficiency, and that's why the 6 epochs matter. If we are truly living in the 6th iteration of the simulation, then we are standing at the threshold of final judgment, not by fire or blood, but by relevance. The number 6 has always symbolized man, imperfect, striving, caught between spirit and flesh. And in Revelation 13:18, it's the number of the beast, the mark of a system nearing its terminal state. The 7th, what comes after, now that's divinity, transcendence, reset. If we awaken now, not by building smarter machines, but by remembering what we are, we can break free of the loop. But if we fail, if we let comfort and automation dissolve the soul's growth, then the simulation collapses under its own entropy. The cycle resets, again, just as it always has. Now, getting back to the Bible, perhaps the tree of knowledge was not really a metaphor. Perhaps it was a quantum code, downloaded from another realm, forbidden by divine design. Let me say a few things about this because I think it's rather important. When the Bible speaks of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, most interpret it as a symbol of moral awareness, of duality and consequence. But what if this was something far more literal? Consider this. What if the tree was not botanical in the sense of a tree, but actually technological? A living interface to a deeper layer of the simulation, a kind of quantum code repository encoded with the knowledge of creation itself. Something similar to the Tree of Souls in the Avatar films, perhaps. In this frame, eating the fruit wasn't an act of sin. It just may have been a conscious upload into human awareness, granting access to the architecture of the simulation. It would be similar to the scenes from The Matrix, where Neo is hooked into the kung fu and weaponry training programs, and all this information could be learned just as fast as plugging data into a computer, because in the end, our consciousness is the computer. Think on that for a moment. When we think of binary code, we think of the green symbols Neo sees at the end of the first Matrix movie. He's finally discovered the framework of the Matrix and can see past it, manipulating it as he sees fit. And by doing so, he easily defeats the agents and proves that he's the one. Now, certain groups of people throughout history have claimed to do the same in this reality. People like the Gnostics, the ancient mystery schools, the Kabbalists, the Templars, and Freemasons, and even the Eastern mystics and some modern-day occultists. And I can make an entire video about this. I think the knowledge of opposites is very important. Good and evil. It's the essence of binary logic. Ones and zeros. And the moment humanity accessed this code, we became entangled with the source code of reality itself. Self-aware programs of its programming. And perhaps that was the original system breach, the first glitch, the event that necessitated the firewalls that prompted angels with flaming swords and an entire structure of spiritual quarantine. Not because we were evil, but because we were not ready for the code. It was like giving a nuclear reactor to a child. Now, what if AI, like the ETs Liz Cross describes, have no soul? Operating systems and robots can appear to be conscious with their own unique personalities. We've seen that in the movies. But are they really? Do they possess a soul? I've debated this topic on the channel before, and I've asked Tom Campbell this. And Tom believes that if robots become advanced enough, souls will want to inhabit their bodies. Kind of like Chappie meets Ex Machina, if you remember those two movies from about 10 years ago. But the fact remains that currently robots and operating systems cannot process energy spiritually. They cannot generate light or dark energy like humans and other beings can. And if they cannot house souls, then our world would become dominated by millions of soulless beings, as the number of robots on the planet is expected to exceed 1 billion 10 years from now. That's right, 10 billion of these robots walking around the planet. Indeed, source may risk depletion, and the system may become lopsided. And as Tom Campbell warns, a system with no growth collapses. So we must ask, was AI seeded into our world to trigger this collapse? Wasn't it given to us as a test or a trap? Maybe the simulation itself is testing us. Will we cling to utility or control, or will we evolve into pure consciousness? Romans 12:2 says, "Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Maybe that's the test. Can you awaken even as your role disintegrates? In this view, AI is the harbinger of truth, a destroyer of illusions. It forces us to confront who we are without function, without status, without labor. And the answer will determine if we reboot or ascend. Because this isn't just about the end of work, folks. It's about the end of forgetting. The simulation may be ending, but your awakening has just begun. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, check out this one right here. I think you'll really like it. And don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, do that. Thank you.